Hello again, odds and ensers, in and outers, like and subbers, twist and shouters. It is time once again for another edition of Shoot the Shit Saturday. Maybe it should be rebranded to Shoot the Shit Once a Month Saturday, but anyway, here we are. And I'm joined today by the one, the only obsolete 2003 San Antonio's favorite son, the icon, the Count of Monte Cristo, whatever fucking nicknames he has.
Yo, settle down. Hope everyone's well.
I'm also joined by the hostess with the mostest, Valkyrie Grinder.
That's me.
And also joining us, you've heard of the God of War, you've heard of the God of Thunder. Have you heard of the God of War Thunder Ringleader?
Howdy.
And possibly joining us at some point later on, Nicholas Zombie. We don't know yet. He was having technical difficulties. But at any rate, what's up, guys? It's been a while. It's been a minute since we've done a Shoot the Shit. How are y'all doing?
Doing pretty good.
Alright.
Ichi.
Just being maidenless here in Elden Ring.
Being maidenless?
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
You learn enough.
As since I haven't played Elden Ring, I don't know what being maidenless means.
Maidenless?
Hey!
Without
It is Nicholas Zombie, cousin to the favorite, San Antonio's favorite son.
That is who I am.
Oh, also, I'm Espionage DB7. Hello.
Was there not an intro?
That was
There was.
doing the intro.
Oh,
And I forgot to name myself. But, I need no introduction, let's face it, right? I mean, you know who I am. You all know who I am. So, anyway, plenty to talk about today. We're gonna be discussing pretty much the whole season, but primarily the season finale of The Last of Us. Before we get into that, I wanna talk a little bit about. I don't know if you guys heard the news. I don't know if any of you here are Counter-Strike players, but Valve very covertly dropped the news that Counter-Strike 2 is in the works and actually planned for a summer 2023 release. Did y'all know about that?
Nope.
Wow.
I know.
What?
I heard something about that Steam put like a copyright or like their patented Counter-Strike 2 or something like that.
So what happened is Valve, in Valve quirky Valve fashion, they released, I believe it was on Wednesday, a video. It wasn't even a fucking trailer. It was a video talking about the dynamics of their new smoke and how like smoke grenades and smoke in general now reacts to the environment. So like if somebody throws a smoke grenade, it actually will go around corners. It reacts to bullets. Like if you shoot through the smoke, it pierces, the bullets pierce the smoke and create trails. If somebody is inside the smoke and shooting, you can see the muzzle flash glowing in the smoke. When people run through it, it cuts through, like very dynamic smoke. And they just released a video on their YouTube channel talking about the dynamics of this smoke, and that's how basically like they said, hey, by the way, Counter-Strike 2 is in the works. Like literally
Sounds like a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
like literally that is how they announced it. And then at the end of the video it just says Counter-Strike 2 coming summer 2023. And then after that they dropped the trailer. I think the next day they dropped an actual fucking trailer. But I love how fucking careful Valve is to not name one of their games 3. It's like they literally have a fucking demon to holy water aversion to naming something 3. I mean, we have the original Counter-Strike or Counter-Strike 1.6. Then after that came the thing that never really went anywhere, Counter-Strike Condition Zero. Then came Counter-Strike Source. Then came Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So there's been like 4 fucking Counter-Strikes, but yet now barely we're on Counter-Strike 2. It's like you can't name, so like it's fucking the same thing with Half-Life. Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Half-Life Alyx. Where the fuck is my Half-Life 3? Nowhere. But yeah, so just thought I'd mention for anybody here who is a Counter-Strike player, Counter-Strike 2 is coming. Anybody here a Counter-Strike player?
No.
Not really.
Not gonna lie.
Really.
When you were saying Valve, I thought you said Val. And I was like, man, Val's really on top of this.
Yeah, Val, what the
Val.
fuck? Why haven't you released my Half-Life 3, Val?
Sorry.
You have it somewhere. Give it to me.
I'll get better next time.
Yes, why haven't you released Half-Life 3, Val? So,
But okay, and in his defense as well, that's what I heard. I was like, I know he's not talking to me. Like,
I guess I need to enunciate the V better. Valve. But yes. But anyway, yeah, I love how it kind of came about. And then, like, the reason I found out about it is because apparently, like, the gaming subreddit was freaking out and everybody was like, oh my god, Counter-Strike 2, oh my god, like, everybody's just, like, geeking out, gasming, and like, I've done and got to gamer heaven, yes, oh my god, the smoke, it looks so awesome. It's like, okay, cool. But I might try it. I have all the Counter-Strike games, but I've never been a Counter-Strike player myself, namely because every time I tried it, I suck. Like, as soon as I get out, I get, like, fucking sniped, and then I start cussing and, like, fuck everybody, and, like, you know, I just quit. I don't mean that I fuck everybody. I mean that I'm like, you know, fuck everybody.
Whoa.
So, yeah, there's a tidbit to get us started. Anybody else got some other news or anything else they want to talk about before we get to the main topic? I have one other thing, but I'll leave the floor open for a bit.
Nah, let's go for it. Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. Well, speaking of meat eaters, I went to see Cocaine Bear this past weekend. Anybody else seen this movie?
I am going to wait.
Yeah, I still haven't
I've
seen it.
You have seen it, Elms?
I have seen it.
Okay. Anybody mind spoilers?
Nope.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you mind spoilers, I won't.
I don't think I give a damn about spoilers for Cocaine Bear.
Well, yeah, so without further ado, I'm gonna just touch briefly. I'm not gonna go into like a whole fucking movie corner about Cocaine Bear.
Uh-huh.
What?
Next thing you know, it's this
Yeah,
podcast
it's
is
gonna be like
about Cocaine Bear.
It's gonna be a 2-hour-long podcast about Cocaine Bear.
No, I have to say, why is it a thing that's hates? How do you know that?
No, it's not a thing that's hates. It's a thing that
Just
does.
Well, the funny thing is that I have to say, I didn't really enjoy it. I really didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was like horrible, and I wanted to walk out of the theater at any point or anything like that. And you know, before anybody gets any pitchforks out, because I know that it generally has gotten positive reviews. People like it, and I had high hopes for it, but I didn't really like it because I felt like the movie didn't really know what it wanted to do with itself. Like, it gives you all kinds of emotional cues, but it's constantly shifting. So to give you a bit of a rundown, which obviously the plot isn't, you know, all that deep, there's a guy who gets away with a shit ton of like cocaine, and he's dumping it out of a plane, and I guess his plan is to, you know, basically abscond with it, you know, DB Cooper it, and, you know, go on the lam and live the rest of his life, you know, in a drug-fueled, you know, I don't know, ecstasy, whatever. And as he's skydiving from the plane, he fucking hits his head and ends up killing himself. Well, these cocaine bricks end up littered all over the forest, where one bear in particular gets into it and develops, shall we say, a taste for it. And what I'll give you an example of what I mean by the movie being all over the place. The first characters that we meet are this couple who are out on a hiking trip. They are planning their wedding, and they make the couple like super likable. They seem very nice. They seem very much in love. They have, you know, chemistry with each other, and they have respect for nature. They're not, you know, inherently like assholes or anything like that. And then they find the bear, and they notice that it's acting weird. It's fucking busting its head against a tree, and the next thing you know, it's slaughtering the woman. And the guy, like, he tries to help her, but he's powerless to do so. So the next thing you know, he runs out into the woods. that's when we find out that the main drug dealer, who is Ray Liotta, who I didn't even recognize at first glance. It took me a while to realize who he was. He's the primary drug dealer. He has a son who apparently just lost his wife and is going through a lot of emotional distress. But basically his dad tells him, look, go with this other guy, a friend of his. I need you to go find my cocaine. And this is where the parties kind of start to get introduced and converging with each other. We also have a detective who is trying to track
This is
down...
sounding a lot like a movie corner.
I'm okay. I'm trying to be brief. Basically, there's a detective who's also trying to track down the drugs. There's these kids that sneak out because this girl wants to paint a waterfall, and there's a park ranger and some kind of like environmentalist guy. And basically, yes, it is starting to sound like movie corner, so I'll make it brief. Basically, the bear just goes on a rampage and starts killing people. The reason that I did not really find it enjoyable is because of the fact that it's a lot of the deaths in the movie, because the bear does kill a lot of people and quite gruesomely, and a lot of the deaths seem like they're played off like to be sad, like, oh, this person died, but at the same time it seems like they turn around and try to play them off for laughs. So I was like, am I supposed to feel bad about that person dying, or is it supposed to be funny? One in particular was the guy who's like a nature type. He gets like scared. He rolls around in a brick of cocaine inadvertently when he's trying to hide from the bear, so he gets the cocaine dust all over him. Then he runs up a tree and hides. The bear sniffs the cocaine, chases him up the tree, and mauls him. And I'm talking fucking like hardcore. Like you hear his guttural, visceral cries as he's being devoured. His fucking limbs are falling out of the tree, and he's just being like fucking, eviscerated by this bear. And it's like you feel bad, but then it shows his fucking leg fall on the ground, and the bear's like acting like he just had a little snack, and it's like, I don't know, it seems like it tries to play him off for laughs. It seems like it's funny, but at the same time it's tragic. I think I expected...
So you're saying they had a tone issue?
Yeah, what I was expecting was something like Return of the Living Dead. Like that movie, obviously people die, and it has its comedic moments, it has its horror moments, but it does a great balance of both. And that's kind of what I was expecting. And let's face it, when you play a death off, you want the character to be as unlikable as possible. That's just kind of...
Bear, though.
Yes, I know.
It's a bear on cocaine.
I get that. I'm talking about...
It's a bear, but he's done a drug of the 80s.
What I think would... Again, this is my personal opinion. I think this movie would have done a lot better, or at least in my eyes, if they played it off like a slasher fic. Like a slasher pick, not fic. Like if they had made the bear a horror villain, where he was just killing off these people, which parts of the movie seem like they try to do that, and then by the end of the movie, the bear's literally turned into the hero. Like at the end of the movie, it ends up being the bear versus the drug dealer, and the bear is the one that gets played. He has a
the bear was the victim.
He's just a bear living a life, man.
He has a heroic... I should say it's a she. The bear has a heroic entrance. It has heroic music, and it ends up like being the hero of the story. And like I said, that's what I mean. I feel like the movie was all over the place. Parts of it make it seem like it's a slasher flick with the bear being a horror villain. Parts of it, try to be like a comedy, something like a horror comedy, like Return of the Living Dead. Other parts, it's like it just feels like it was all over the place. That's honestly the best and most concise opinion that I can get for it. And like I said, I didn't hate it. I didn't feel like walking out of the theater, but I was it had me rolling my eyes at certain times. None of the characters were like super unlikable, like super annoying. The worst character, and she's just a little bit annoying. She was kind of a bit of a Karen. Was the park ranger, but even she, I mean, she had a pretty gruesome death too. I don't think she deserved that. But again, yes, it is Cocaine Bear. But yeah, you know, just the pathos that the movie was trying to accomplish, I feel, was just like, you know, everywhere at once, and I just didn't really care for it.
Everything everywhere.
No, I know. I
Like
thought that I was.
Oscar-winning film.
I know.
No, that's a good movie.
I haven't seen that one.
You should.
Well, maybe I will.
What, you don't like the Asians?
Wow.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Anyway,
Hot dog fingers.
Yeah, I heard she won an Oscar.
She did for that movie 'cause it's so good. I don't know if she deserved the Oscar. But anywho, so on the hard meter, you're gonna give it a flaccid?
I'm not doing meters. What were your thoughts of that movie?
I enjoyed it. I went into the movie based on the bear doing cocaine, killing a bunch of people, and I was not disappointed.
Did I expect too much?
Apparently.
You did, by the sound of it, you really did.
Yeah, you were looking for something great here.
I went into that
Cocaine bear.
mindset, and I was not disappointed. It was a bear. It did cocaine.
But what were the bear's motivations? And when you
That's a cocaine bear. There's no point in motivation.
when you
They're just-
juxtapose where the bear is at the beginning of the film versus the end, did he really have?
You're saying
a
the
hero
bear didn't
journey?
have a story arc?
cocaine is a story arc.
He didn't have that hero's journey that is vital.
It should
to
have
any
had. It
narrative.
should have ended with that one thing from Chappelle Show, where it's like
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the one scene that S was talking about, the bear mauls some guy, and like the leg falls onto the ground from the tree, and on the leg there's like a literal line of cocaine on the severed leg, and the bear sniffs it or snorts the cocaine off the severed leg. It's just like
That
I
sounds
just
hilarious.
started laughing. It's just like
That
man,
sounds hilarious.
yes.
I guess I
thought it was
couldn't.
entertaining.
I couldn't
It was
detach the tragedy of the people's death to find the comedy in it.
I shouldn't have been there,
What?
but I laughed, had a good time, and yes, there were lots of deaths, a lot of grisly deaths.
I see
Oh!
what you did there.
That was worth it all. That was worth all that.
Well,
Just for that pun.
I'm gonna go see it right now. Just for that pun.
My God.
But for what it was, just yeah, it was kind of a raunchy action comedy, not necessarily horror. I thought it was gonna be more horror based, but it was more kind of action comedy. But yeah, not that I was expecting little or I guess that's when the mindset it's gonna a bear coked out, killing a bunch of people, and that's basically what happened. And there's a story here and there with regards to it, but I found it entertaining, and
I guess
it had-
I expected too much. Or
You expected way too much, apparently. You thought you were gonna get Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? Nah.
well, I
Nowhere
wasn't
near.
even like I don't know. Like no.
Now that movie, that's a good movie.
Yes, it is.
But anywho, all right. S hates Cocaine Bear. That's the name of the podcast. this
I
week.
didn't say I hated it.
S fucking despises Cocaine Bear.
But I will say, if I had to rate it on a 1 to 5, I'm not doing a settled meter or anything, just on a generic 1 to 5, I'd give it a 1.5. That's me.
That is a hard flaccid.
What? No, it's not the fucking meat meter or whatever the fuck you call it.
Don't pretend like you don't remember the hard meter.
That thing, yeah, it's not your. Stop with that. That's not even a thing. Don't make that.
That's a part of it. I can totally make it a thing.
Well, make it your thing. Make it Nick's dick or
It's
something.
gonna be like a wow. There's not enough pixels.
Suck my meter.
Suck my meter. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
What?
All right, I've been inspired.
Oh, God.
So, is there any other movies or video games y'all want to talk about?
Well, John Wick 4 came out this weekend. I plan
Oh.
on checking that out, so we'll see.
I still haven't seen John Wick 3, I think.
I still haven't seen
I
John
have
Wick
all
1,
the John
2,
Wick
3.
so far, so we can have like a John Wick week on or something.
Let's do that right now. I'll go over there.
Settle down.
What?
It,
Sleepover.
not at this time of night.
It's 9. I mean, it's Saturday. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Saturday
like-
evening.
I'm an old lady. It's about past my bedtime.
Oh, hell.
Man, I'm the old person here.
So we're gonna talk about Last of Us or what?
Yeah, if everybody's if we're good with that, yeah. So yes, The Last of Us, I think it was a great and a very faithful adaptation of the game, while not being, you know, like a direct scene by scene adaptation. It was close enough that it kept fans of the game happy, while at the same time being alluring enough to, you know, attract people who've never seen the game. I know one of the
It was fair to say though, Pedro Pascal is probably the key reason to watch it, if anything else.
Pedro
You know,
Pascal.
I'm loving that it's Pedro Pascal and Jenna Ortega. You just like, yo, Latin Heat's back. What up?
What up?
Those are like the main ones right now. It's great.
I will say real quick on The Last of Us, one of the most common complaints of the series was that there was very little in the way of infected.
Yeah, that's my main fucking thing. I fucking wish there was way more.
And the thing is that they introduced like a whole new mechanic. Remember from like the first, was it the first or second episode?
They took away the fucking gas mask, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's fine, whatever. How little infected they have, they could have totally kept the gas mask aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the episode when Crazy Pants died and it just had all
Who
the
the
horde come?
Who the fuck is
And how
Crazy
Horde was
Pants?
Crazy Pants.
The lady,
Pants
the
lady.
the
Yeah,
fucking
Psycho Crazy Pants lady.
the lady that looks like she could be a
Oh.
manager at
I mean,
Walmart.
they're all pretty. Like all the bad guys are pretty freaking crazy, but she was the top. She's the most.
Oh, okay.
The one that was after
the
Henry.
best.
memorable one besides.
Yeah. That was.
Uh,
There was 2 hordes. It was the first horde when his girlfriend died. I can't remember her name. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, when Tess died, and then the second horde, which was very cool
That
when
one
that
broke my
giant
heart.
bloater came out.
Well, the first episode is already burned into my memory.
Yeah.
Well-
It's heart wrenching, but we all know what happened. You can play the game.
The thing
Yeah,
is
that was
that
great. That made you feel.
They,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry,
Nope.
finish your thought.
I was gonna say, there's only, honestly, like I love the show, and I mean I love the show and I love the game, and they do have their differences. But with the show, there's, I want to say maybe 3 episodes that actually stuck out to me the most. And there was one that was like really, really dull. That
Which-
was just kind of like.
Which one was
I
dull?
think it was one of the episodes.
Oh, was it the DLC episode?
The Riley one?
No, that one wasn't too bad. I watched that one. I think it was the one before that.
The one with
What was that? The one where Joel gets stabbed?
the one where they're going through the town, right, and meeting everybody, and his brother, like he catches up with his brother, and they're, you know.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that
it
the
was
one?
that one. I feel like that's a little bit more of a filler too, but it was just like kind of like explaining how his brother played a role in a sense. But yeah, that one was.
I
Kinda
like that one. I like seeing the town because the town becomes bigger in part 2. So it was nice to get that a little bit of that.
I want to say that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna say like the first episode is clearly like the opening one was really really good. The one with, is it Henry and the brothers?
Henry and Sam? Is it Sam and Henry?
Sam? Yeah, his little brother, like 8 or 9 or something like
Yeah,
that. That one was a memorable one.
that was tragic. I felt so bad.
Oh yeah, that one was an amazing episode.
The second to last episode was a what the fuck, and then I want to say
That was a great
not-
episode, I think.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite episodes is when Crazy Pants Lady dies, like right before Sam and Henry. Are,
Yeah, it's the same
part
episode.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the same episode. Yeah. Oh man, there's another one, but I don't know. Those are the top ones that I could actually remember.
So Val, you told me this. I did not know this, but apparently in the last episode, at the beginning, the woman that is the one that gives birth to Ellie, apparently that is according to Val. So if this is wrong,
No, it's true. It's true.
Just throw me under the bus.
Val's
Back it
correct.
up.
It is the voice actor. For Ellie.
okay, yeah, it's the
Okay.
voice actor for.
I saw the video of her in the little gear, because it's yeah, because they're in like these suits and it's
Oh, yeah,
like,
the
wired
suit,
and
yeah.
everything, and they're literally acting out the characters in the game, like when they're making the game. So it's her
Yeah.
popping up baby Ellie. So I thought that was really cool.
Well, holy shit!
Herself.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not kidding when you say popping out though. Like holy shit, man, that was like the fastest labor. like
Well, you gotta pop them out fast when the
the
clickers are about.
infected, yeah.
I'm thinking with her running through that field is what loosened everything, because even me popping out 3 kids, they were not like a.
I feel like she
20
was like, if I can get
15
this kid out, I can feed it to the clicker first. I can live.
sacrifice it.
Yeah, sacrifice.
I remember I actually, because we've done like these little watch parties, and that's how we watched them. So I was watching it with Val, and I was actually messaging her, and I was like, holy shit, she just speed ran that labor. Like that was fast. Like she was getting attacked, and then like she looked down and the baby was on the floor. Like I think Family Guy.
Honestly, that there have been women who, some don't realize they're pregnant, and they're like thinking they have to do business, and next thing you know, their baby's born in a toilet. That has happened, and then just like random births. So I'm not surprised it was like that, but man, if labor could seriously be like that quick, I think.
Well, Val, you haven't had labor as a clicker's trying to eat you, so maybe it could be.
Well, no, I wouldn't want to be in that situation because I wouldn't know what to do. I probably would have sacrificed the kid.
Wow! Like
I got 3 others. What I could sacrifice.
I was just like, I can make more.
right, oh fucking Omni Man or whatever.
Yeah.
What's another 15 years? You know.
One less mouth. No.
I wanted to say that the one thing that kind of disappointed me, and I do agree, like with everybody else's sentiment, and as far as the lack of infected, the thing that disappointed me is that they introduced a brand new mechanic. I think in episode 1, where apparently there's like these fungus tripwires now. Like if you step on certain like the roots of fungus or whatever, that the other zombies can feel it and they start coming. I was like, oh man, that's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see how, they're gonna have to be tiptoeing around, or how that gets triggered and other infected come. But like they mentioned it for that one episode, and they used it like once, and then you never saw it again. I don't know if you'll see it again in season 2, but yeah, it was like, what the hell, we saw it that one time and that was it. Like I thought that was kind of an
foreshadowed with it.
I thought it was a cool mechanic. It was interesting, definitely different from the game, but they never mentioned it again.
Yeah, that was a lot.
But
Also, again, I feel it was a great show.
Yeah.
It was really good. But I also feel like it was rushed in a weird way.
Kind of
Like they-
predictable too.
Well, I mean, it was hard for me since I played the game. I know the story. To like judge it like that because I knew everything was happening. But I feel like, I don't know, like they introduced like the infected and like said the tripwire thing and like how they infect you with like kiss sometimes and like weird shit like that, and then
The
like
kiss.
it's like lacking infected. Well, remember try to kiss
No.
test?
yeah, I know. I'm
Well,
just saying. I just remember the kiss. So
Yeah, but I feel like it showed you all this weird cool stuff with the infected, and the whole fucking mission is get Ellie so we can get a cure because the infected. And that's why it kind of sucks that there was such a lack of them. Like there was so many cool scenes
So-
like, that got cut. The
I
one in
wanna
Bill's
say-
town, the one where they're actually in the fucking cave right before they find them.
I feel
Oh,
like they
I
focus
wanna
too
cover
much
some-
on the villains. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. They focus more on the villains than they do the.
they did have some pretty good villains, though.
Yeah, but I feel like Crazy Pants did not need to be there.
Such an
I like the
unassuming.
fact that we're calling her crazy.
No, well, you named her.
Yeah, she
Bring-
is crazy pants.
Hey,
Bring
can
it
I,
to one thing.
can I interject real quick on something
Yes,
I'm
please.
sorry.
about this that I read about about the show, and then also about the game itself? In this part, to certain professionals, makes zero fucking sense and totally invalidates the entire point of killing Ellie. So, a lot of people obviously tuned into the show and watched all the stuff happen, but apparently the last episode kind of miffed a lot of those working in the medical profession, because there are, even in such a society where things are at that point in time, there is a way to obtain that sample without killing the host. The one thing you don't want to do is kill the host. So literally, these fuckers, Fireflies, are literally ass backwards in thinking on how to address the issue at hand. Because this wouldn't help anything at all, because if you kill the host, you can no longer obtain any samples. And if this is your one chance to cure the whole fucking thing, you don't fucking kill the host. On top of that, there was
going off of that, I was telling S, like at the end of the episode with Arlene, I feel like she wanted Ellie gone because her best friend, who's Ellie's mom, she died because of Ellie. So I think it was like she had some form of resentment towards her.
I will say though, besides that any medical professional, and some of those guys are medically trained. I mean, they're doing surgery and shit. Should know how to fucking do that. So that just shows how fucking stupid and retarded these Firefly fucks are. Approaching this whole thing.
You got to keep in mind also, and by no means am I defending them and saying that they're not stupid, but at the same time, we don't know. I mean, I'm sure they don't have.
This is standard procedure. If you're able to do that, you would know that. And many of these people were alive before everything went to shit. That's standard procedure that you do not kill the host, because that ruins your chance if that sample is. That's literally the most benign fucking retarded approach of any sort of medical science out there, because of just how fucking short-sighted these fucking idiots are. Of course, the Fireflies are not too fucking bright either to begin with. I mean, they frame them as the good guys, yada yada yada. But really they're not. They're fucking idiots to begin with. But
I think in the game, if I remember correctly, they explained it a little bit more in depth by saying that something in her brain they need to extract to synthesize.
Right, but there's other ways to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just do a biopsy and call it a day.
But again, it's just correct.
And we don't know what kind of tools they have to work with,
Like a biopsy is a lot easier to do with more simple available tools than, say, surgery of that kind to extract this thing.
God damn it, Ring! This isn't rocket science; it's brain surgery.
We're doing science in the fungal show.
Yeah,
fungal zombies on. Anyway,
it's gonna happen, dude. You're literally talking about fungus, and it's all science related. So I'm gonna talk about science.
Ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. Nobody. It's what I put on my pizza.
Where's the fungi?
Anyway, the whole show's premise was ridiculous. So was the game's premise, because that is all that happened. So there, I said it.
we have the resident critic. I don't disagree with any particular point, but if you can kind of turn off logic for that, it was a good show. I will say I particularly did like the two scenes the one that took place right at the beginning of episode 1, where you have like the panel of doctors or virologists or whatever on that talk show, and they're talking about how.
If you want me to turn off logic though, then don't have those scientists at the start.
We moved on.
We fighting, Ring. We fighting.
I'm fighting everybody.
Like I said, I didn't disagree.
Who triggered him?
Right? I'm like,
I'm pretty sure it was that.
Agreeing with you for that for a minute.
Yeah,
but the thing is though and if you say that you have to turn off logic to appreciate it. But then the thing is, that means that you have to get rid of all the scientists and shit. If you want to turn off logic, then you might as well turn off a whole lot of things about the show in general. And it nosedives.
I can go to my supermarket or to fucking Whole Foods and buy like fucking vacuum wrapped cordyceps. Like that's a thing. Like you can do that. I'm not afraid of it. Fucking turning me into a fungus zombie. So again, because of that, you have to kind of it's what's known as suspending disbelief, Ring. And yes, I agree. It is stupid to kill a host and try to cut out its brain or whatever. but just for like,
I would say though, if anything, it shows that these Fireflies are even more fucking morons than they think they are.
or again, Val's theory is that Marlene has a resentment towards Ellie, and that might just be the smoke screen that she uses to claim that, you know, oh, we needed to kill her to get to the cure, and then afterwards just kind of say, oh, it was botched, we failed, we weren't able to, she's dead now. So I mean, there's that as well.
Now, if we want to think about that, and I'm keeping that in mind, okay? Wouldn't that mean that, like, out of all the ones that went across country to perform the surgery, that like only like 5 or 6 only made it?
You know,
Most of them are wiped out, and does that mean killing all 2 person revenge trip even more illustrates the stupidity of the Fireflies?
you guys want a real one that actually pisses you off and has in TV show bullshit to it? Marlene made it there before Joel and Ellie. She could have just took Ellie. She says she lost a couple people along the way, but she beat him there.
That is, you make
She
it.
really did. Like, why did she have to take, like, Tess literally died in vain if you think about it. Like, she literally died for no fucking reason.
Now Val's triggered.
Fucking pure. I am triggered. I just realized that. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
Jesus.
I was like, if we want to get pissed off about bullshit, how about this?
That's bullshit. That really is bullshit.
Well, didn't they
Marlene.
spend at least a few weeks, or maybe not weeks, but a few days in that house while Joel healed up? I mean, they lost a lot of time in that after he got stabbed.
Yeah, but
So?
it just shows
She
you
still
more.
beat him there.
You know, this just increasingly it shows how fucking stupid the Fireflies are. Period. Like they deserve to get wiped out at that point.
Were we blinded by this show's shiny veneer that it was actually
think you
kind
were.
of bad writing?
Yeah.
Can I point it
I
out?
think you
here?
all were too blind about Pedro Pascal's radiant sexuality.
What? Okay, Val, go ahead.
Why you gotta call me out like that, Nick? Shit.
What? Oh yeah, there
He
you go.
is a
Sorry.
very handsome guy. Anyways, can we also point out the fact that since she, I mean, I guess because you don't know if they're gonna make it or not, like you would think that they would be more on the lookout for a
Fuck
dude.
yeah, big fucking
and,
mode. Sorry.
like Ellie and
Yeah, they almost killed
Joel.
him.
I couldn't. You know, you would think, and then it's like, gun ho, let's go ahead and flash bomb them and go through all this hassle, barely killing them along, you know. So
Yeah.
now that you've pointed that out, I'm thinking
Yeah.
about that, and I'm triggered. I'm gonna write a letter.
I have to say,
Yeah.
Val,
Fucking letter.
your theory is actually making more and more sense. Like,
Actually, yeah, a little bit.
yeah, because like maybe they intended to kill him in that little ambush, but because they didn't kill him right off the bat, they had to make it look like.
All right. I'm highly doubting that she actually did want to kill Ellie. I'm pretty sure she was like, "Oh, my best friend told me to keep her little kid alive. I gotta do it."
Well, she was like,
It
no,
is- it
no,
is
I
fun,
don't want
though.
this baby. Get that baby.
Well, yeah,
in
she
line.
just no one wants a
Or
baby.
there
That's
ain't no
why.
baby. There ain't no baby.
No one
Dude,
wants
one
to-
thing that
ain't no
pissed me
baby.
off is when Marlene handed baby Ellie to the other guy, and she says, "Cover the baby's ears," and the dude didn't. Like, what the fuck, dude? He didn't cover her
Oh
ears.
yeah, honestly, yeah. It was the one thing she said, and then he just like, "Oh, what?"
Fuck this baby.
And then the fucking gunshot goes off, and the baby starts crying. It's like, what the
Yeah, it's like, why the fuck did you not cover that baby's ears? You piece of
You had
shit.
one job. One job.
I know. And he was like, "Oh."
You know, there's a lot of stupidity overall with these characters in general, and not of course withstanding the whole plot contrivances and whatnot. And it's just like, fuck, man, these people deserve to fucking die.
Damn. Okay, dude.
Sorry, I'm just calling it out, man. I'm just calling it.
And he's like, and I'm not talking about the characters. I'm talking about the writers, the producers.
I mean, might as well be at that point. Like,
Damn.
how did this shit get past fucking QA on the original game too? 'Cause holy crap, these different people are stupid as shit.
So I'm pretty sure
This is like one big slasher fit that will just transform into a whole bunch of imitating points because the slashers, the monsters, are the zombies, but then everybody else is just like fucked over by some other human or by themselves, and by making stupid ass fucking decisions.
All right.
Or having some shit
I-
to wipe out the whole human race because they couldn't
Yeah.
fucking do the processing of a biopsy to get the stuff out.
I'm pretty sure,
Hold
like,
on for a minute. Calm down. Calm the fuck down.
I,
Ring.
I'm pretty
You're
sure.
just like going. You're just rambling at this point.
Hang on, OBS.
Obs. Yes, I want to know what Obs
Yes.
thinks.
I'm sorry, I tuned out.
I know why you did. What did you think of the show?
I enjoyed it. Again, not going super analytical bullshit or whatever. It's just like, yes, it didn't have a lot of zombies or the sneak
I
stealth
would have liked more
mechanics,
zombies.
but
I'm surprised you didn't chuck a brick at somebody.
yeah, or make a shiv.
Yeah.
But
There were no shivs?
No.
Wow. That's
So you
insane.
liked it though, right?
yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
All right, good.
Just for some of
the,
this.
the transition from the video game to this, let's say the movie or the adaptation. There we go.
Yeah, I still think the video game's way better though.
Yeah.
Like that's the way you should experience the story if you're gonna.
But it was good. I enjoyed it, and because I watching the behind the scenes or whatever at the end of the episode, how they talked about how why they changed it from the cordyceps to the spores is because the spores would be too hard to contain and all that. Because I was wondering about how they're going to do the gas mask thing, but then the cordyceps I guess makes more sense. But the last episode seemed a lot like the video game mode where Joe is basically going on a killing spree, killing.
Oh yeah,
everyone
that was pretty
in
cool.
Yeah.
Rambo dad mode.
Yeah, like Papa Bear, like full protect.
Well, at this, he lost a daughter once. In his mind, I am not losing her again. I know he doesn't conflate Sarah with Ellie, but he definitely started to see her as a daughter. Like that definitely, that relationship evolved into that, and he got to the point where I lost one. I'm not gonna lose this one too. But yeah, I think we just have to kind of keep in mind that most of the viewing public, a vast majority of the viewing public, is not experts in brain surgery, so it's easy for us to suspend disbelief on that.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I understand you can't.
Instead, you piece.
You know how
I'm done with
long
that.
he's gone
Moving on.
to school for this.
No, well,
Anyway, but yeah. All right. So overall, though, Last of Us, what'd you think? Yay or nay?
I
Yeah.
give it a 8 out of 10
Yes.
because he got me triggered.
Sorry.
It's okay.
since we're doing a scale of 10, I actually will give it a 8.5 out of 10. I really liked it.
Ring. Numbers.
Negative 10.
What's that
What's
I'm
for
gonna
number?
say watch one episode out of 10.
All right, and I'm gonna give it a Morningwood on the hard meter.
Oh my God, that's not a thing. Like that does not exist.
That equivalent's an 8.5.
Okay, but at least give a number, goddamn.
Yeah, I told you Morningwood. Anyway, all right. So we all like Last of Us.
What do y'all think?
Hopefully, next season will not trigger anyone, and
Yeah.
everyone will love it equally.
Motherfucker, I am not watching that whole series.
It's gonna be so good. I can't wait to
That was
get
not-
mad.
I'm wondering where they're
I
gonna go
can't
with it.
wait. I can't wait to watch people suffer like I did.
Damn.
Like, I haven't played the second game.
Oh,
Everything that I've heard.
I'm aware of
My
it.
heart
I want to make
went.
I want to make a prediction. Okay, this is me making a prediction as a whole on how season 2. No.
It's gonna piss you
So
off.
if they follow season 2 bit for bit to the game, like they did with season 1, right? The moment you kill off Pedro Pascal,
You're
viewership is
spoiling
gonna
it for people.
fucking drop. I don't
Why
care.
you gotta show
I'm
it?
gonna spoil it.
You are.
I am. But I'm
Alright,
telling you,
let's
once they
cut this out.
kill him off, if the show viewership is gonna drop to the roof.
I would like to make a prediction of my own.
You know what? Bleep that part. Keep it in, but bleep it.
Bleep what part?
Where he says the bleep part,
Spoiler.
the spoiler part.
I mean, that's
It's not a spoiler,
It's a
it's not-
spoiler for the
it's not
game. We don't know that
weird.
that's gonna happen in the show, so you can't say.
True, but still, it might be a spoiler for the show.
That's why I said if they follow it, that will happen.
If they do, but I still think you should bleep it just in case. I feel like some people haven't played it.
I
we'll
haven't
see.
played it either, but I already know how it works.
We'll see. But I want to make my own prediction. I predict that when they
What's
do
your
release
prediction?
season 2, and if what comes to pass in the games comes to pass in the show. We will be in here having to shoot the shit, and Ring will have consulted a panel of golf experts talking about how it was totally unrealistic. And
Yeah, I can see that.
so that's my
5 iron can't do that.
that's my prediction for season 2, or for shoot the shit of season 2. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I don't. Obs, what was your score? Did you give a number score?
I'll give it a 9. I was entertained.
Yeah, it was
That's
a
all
good
that
show.
matters.
Yeah, Obs' entertainment is all that matters. All
Yes.
right. Well, I think that just about concludes our Last of Us discussion, and a lively discussion it was. Anything else? Closing arguments? Ending thoughts? Final thoughts?
No, that's about it. Hey, did any of you guys into Metroid?
Yes.
Did you see Metroid Prime came out recently? Like that shadow drop like 2 weeks ago?
So we're gonna go into that real quick.
What have you done?
No. This is actually constructive criticism. So I actually liked the original reveal of Metroid Prime out, which that's great, you know. But there's a few problems that actually are actual legitimate problems. The biggest one I will say is, you know how you have the thermal scanners, right?
I just wanted to say I was going to get Metroid Prime tomorrow.
All I would say is that part of the game is literally unplayable because the thermal scanners, they don't work right. Like, you can't even see with them because it wasn't properly ported over into the Switch.
Ring, the game has way bigger issues than that.
Oh
It's
yeah, I know.
unplayable because the mirrors don't work.
That's also true. There's no reflective imaging whatsoever.
Unplayable.
There's a whole bunch of problems. It makes you think like this. Obviously, they didn't have the original team work on it. If they did a incredibly half-assed job with it. It makes you wonder what they were trying to do with that.
This
It's also
sounds
$40.
This sounds like that meme where they have like the super minor glitch in a video game, and like they post literally unplayable. Like that's what this sounds like.
The Metroid Prime has some legitimate problems. Because a lot of the resolution and also how the game is displayed was entirely based on the GameCube hardware, and which the Switch is not, of course. And in the process, they're like, well, it's the best we can get, so let's go ahead and send it. But knowing someone who did get it, who was a major fan of Metroid Prime, he told me about some of the issues, and some of them are actually game breaking. It's not just one of those like one little thing. It's game breaking. No, it's like actual legitimate design issues. That's the problem.
Anyway,
Alrighty then.
I'm looking forward to picking it up.
Yeah.
Anywho. Also Metroid Fusion's on the Game Boy, but you gotta like they had Game Boy games. We had to get the expansion pack, so eventually I'll get that. Because Metroid Fusion's sick.
Have you ever put fucking Pokemon on there? Jeez.
No, that's a Game Freak issue. They suck. Anywho, Metroid.
I'm waiting for Wind Waker.
Isn't that already on there?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
I know that Ocarina of Time was on the Majora's Mask or expansion.
Oh yeah, and also Rip to the eStore for the 3DS and Wii U. We hardly knew you.
Oh,
Even though-
Wii U.
Is it 3DS even
Wii
sold
U.
anymore?
The what?
3DS.
3DS and Wii U eShops are going down.
And they stopped selling the 3DS, right?
Oh, they stopped selling that a long time. You can buy like third party, but yeah,
And then the Switch basically took over everything.
pretty much.
Yeah. Very well. We loved you. Yeah. We need so much.
Say la vie. Long live PS5.
Long live
Yo.
Steam Deck.
Again, I know we're going long. Obs, have you seen the fucking the Resident Evil anime?
I have not, no.
They're making a bunch of little Resident Evil 4 like mini animes. I'll send them to you. It's stupid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's dumb as fuck. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
All right. And on that note, let's wrap it up.
You want to do the outro
That's
since
what
I
she
did
said.
the intro?
I guess. It's been a podcast. What's up? I'm Nicholas Zombie. You're not host at all. I'm just kind of here. Your host, though, was Espionage DB7.
I think we all hosted equally. Hopefully. Hello and
Kinda.
goodbye.
Also joining us today was Valkyrie Grinder.
That's me. Take care, y'all.
There's Ringleader.
Bitching and ramming away.
That's his t-shirt. Go buy it at the store.
What's the
And,
t-shirt
of
I have to
course-
make it?
What?
What's the t-shirt I'll have to make it?
Listen to the podcast and find out. Anyway, and also here, of course, it couldn't be a podcast without him. Obsolete 2003.
Yo, settle down.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.